video to show you how we can take a circle, which is a 2D flat shape, and we're going to use lines to make it look like it's a 3D round form, a sphere. So just follow along with me, pause if you need to, rewind if you need to. We could be doing this with a ruler, but we're going to freehand it this time because this is just practice. But you could certainly try this with a ruler if it makes you a little nervous. So the trick is we're going to use straight lines anytime we are outside the circle, and those lines are going to bend anytime they go over and around the sphere. Obviously, we can't make it grow up, so we're going to make it curve to the right to create the illusion that it's lifting off the paper. So what I like to do, and there's a couple ways to do it, but what I like to do is start with making my line as straight as possible. I like to pick up my pencil or my marker, and I like to pretend I'm drawing, and then put it down, and then finish the straight line on the other side. That way I can do my straight lines all at once, and then I can do my curves separate, and it just helps me keep everything lined up. So now that I have 2 points, I am going to make my curve. So the rule to remember when you're curving is that whatever side of the circle you're on, that's the direction the curve will go. So since I'm on the right side of the circle, I'm going to curve towards the right. And I'm just going to make sure I come back in time to connect to that. That's why I like to do my straight lines first, so I know where to curl back to. I don't want to curl too far. That way these lines look like they could have connected. So I'm going to do another one. I'm going to start as straight as I can, put it down, try to line it up with where that was. Straight line again. And since I'm still on the right side, if you're not sure, kind of put your hand down the middle. I'm still on the right side. I'm going to curve this one also to the right. Slow and steady so I can come back and connect right to that. Okay, now I'm going to do another one. Straight, straight. Now this one is kind of right in the middle. So depending on how far you spaced out your lines, you might be on the left side by now. So if you're on the left side, you're curving to the left. Mine's right in the middle. So I am going to do a slight curve, and I could kind of pick either way. But it's not going to be quite as curvy. So I'm just going to do it kind of straight, and I kind of pick to the right because that's what I'm used to. But now I'm going to move over. Now I'm definitely on the left side, so straight. Make sure I'm kind of right below it, straight. Now I'm curving to the left. So you can just curve to the left naturally. If you wanted to turn your paper around and keep curving to the right, that might be easier for some of you. That way you don't have to kind of start doing a different style of line. You can stick with what you've already been doing. So whatever you want, but I'm curving to the left. Same thing, straight, picking it up. Before I draw my line, I want to make sure it's kind of lined up with that one. Put it back down, curving to the left. All right, so you can see it already is looking kind of 3D here. So we could stop right here if we wanted, but I just want to show you that if you're on the edge here, this edge of the circle could be kind of what the curve line is. So I can just kind of stop and pretend that that line is that line. So I can just kind of finish it. And then these lines, just to help create the illusion, we're going to show that these lines in the background were straight the whole time. So I'm going to do one more. And again, this is tricky to keep a line straight. One of the hardest things I think to do is to draw a straight line. So just do the best you can. Use the edge of the paper to guide your hand. If it wiggles, don't worry about it. This is just practice. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. Straight. If I were to curve, it really would follow that line. So I don't really have to draw it because the curve would just be that line. And then I'll do one more here just to show that my background space was supposed to be straight. Okay. Do not stress if your lines are a little wigglier, no big deal. We're just trying to show the difference between straight and curved. So now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do a cross. Now, you can do it like this, but for me, I'm better at doing the curves right and left, so I'm going to turn my paper. You don't have to. You can draw sideways lines, but I know I'm better at drawing straight up and down lines, so I am turning my paper for that. I'm going to do the same thing. I like to start hitting the sphere, so I'm going to start right here. It's a little trickier now because you have all these lines to distract you. So you might need to slow down, but it's that same idea. Right side, curves to the right. Straight, straight. I think I'm still on the right side, so I'm going to curve that to the right. And yours might be different depending on where you started your lines. Straight. Make sure I'm right below it. Straight. Now this one, I would say kind of is on the left side. So I am actually going to curve this one a little bit to the left. Straight. Straight. You might see people that go straight, curve straight, but I like to make sure my lines line up. And I always like to have an end point to stop at. It's like beginning with the end in mind. I like to know where that line's going to end. Curving to the left because I'm on the left side. Straight. Straight. And then I can use that line, or I could do one more little curve. Kind of depends how close you are, and you can make that call for yourself. Straight. Let's see if it hits it. It does. So I'm just going to make sure I don't cut through it. Straight. Because this would be my curve right there. And then I'll continue straight. It could be my curve, so I'm going to complete it and see if I feel like I need to draw a line. Maybe I'll draw a little one this time. So you can see when I was going this way, I thought it was close enough that I didn't have to draw one right there. This, I had some space, so I squeezed it in. Straight. That definitely could be my curve, so I'm just going to find the spot below it. Straight. I'll do one more straight as I can in the background. And there you go. So I've turned what looked like just a plain old circle, and now because I curved my lines, this now looks more like it's a three-dimensional sphere. So this definitely takes practice to make it look as realistic as you can, but hopefully you had some success with this, and the more you try it, you'll have more and more success. And the worksheet I give you will have a front and a back, so you could always try it again on the other side. So good luck. I hope you enjoyed this nice little art trick.